deep in the heart of the world's jungles, where the air is heavy with mist and the cries of unseen creatures echo through endless green, lies a secret history that has been hiding in plain sight. Civilizations once flourished here, complex societies with towering temples, intricate cities, and sprawling trade networks. And yet today, most of them are invisible, devoured by the relentless growth of the jungle. Stones swallowed by roots, roads erased by vines, whole cultures reduced to whispers beneath the canopy. For centuries, the jungle has acted not only as a cradle of life, but as a tomb, a living organism that erases everything in its path. And the evidence is mounting that countless civilizations, some older than history itself, have been consumed whole, leaving behind only fragments for us to piece together. Archaeologists who once believed the rainforest was incapable of supporting large populations are now being forced to rewrite the story. For years, textbooks told us jungles were too harsh, too unforgiving, too nutrient-poor to sustain vast civilizations. But technology is changing that narrative. With the rise of LiDAR laser mapping technology that can penetrate dense canopies from the air, scientists have begun to peel back the veil. What they are seeing is astonishing. Lost road systems stretching for miles, geometric city grids hidden beneath tangled roots, massive ceremonial platforms once thought impossible in such regions. The jungle, it seems, has been hiding entire worlds. Consider the Amazon rainforest. For centuries, it was believed to be an untouched wilderness, inhabited only by small nomadic tribes. But new evidence tells another story. LiDAR scans and soil studies have revealed vast networks of earthworks, defensive ditches, and agricultural systems stretching across hundreds of miles. Some researchers estimate that millions of people may have lived there before European contact. The jungle, in just a few centuries, consumed it all. Cities that bustled with trade, plazas filled with ceremony, entire cultures with art, music, and knowledge all gone, reclaimed by roots, vines, and soil. The forest didn't just cover their ruins. It devoured them until only faint outlines remain. And it's not just the Amazon. In Central America, the dense jungles of Guatemala and Mexico have revealed shocking discoveries. The ancient Maya, long celebrated for their towering pyramids and intricate calendars, may have built far more than anyone realized. LiDAR surveys have shown evidence of sprawling metropolises connected by elevated highways, supported by advanced irrigation systems, stretching across territories once believed to be sparsely inhabited. Imagine it. Cities the size of modern-day capitals, now nothing more than mounds covered in moss and strangled by towering ceiba trees. In some places, entire pyramids taller than a 10-story building sit hidden under what looks like just another hill. The jungle has done its work so well that even locals sometimes walk over ancient temples without knowing what lies beneath their feet. Even in Southeast Asia, the jungles guard similar secrets. Cambodia's Angkor Wat, one of the most famous temple complexes on Earth, is just the visible tip of something far greater. Scans have revealed that Angkor was once part of a massive urban sprawl, an interconnected city network larger than modern-day Los Angeles. For centuries, the jungle slowly crept back, swallowing palaces, markets, and canals. By the time explorers stumbled upon Angkor in the 19th century, the city had already been reduced to ruins. Roots strangling stone, tree trunks bursting through walls. And yet, even in its ruined state, Angkor stunned the world. But here's the haunting thought. If the jungle hadn't devoured it, would we have underestimated its scale? How many other Angkors remain, still hidden under green oceans of leaves? The jungle, in this sense, becomes both villain and guardian. It erases, but it also preserves. Stone monuments crack under roots, but carvings hidden from sunlight survive. Ceremonial plazas sink beneath soil, but pottery remains intact, protected from erosion. The same forces that devour cities also entune them, waiting for us to rediscover. And here's where the story turns unsettling. Because the jungle doesn't just consume ancient civilizations, it threatens modern ones too. In South America, entire colonial settlements have been overtaken within decades of abandonment. Roads, once paved, disappear under roots. Houses collapse into rubble, vines weaving through every gap. Nature moves fast here. What happened to ancient empires could, in time, happen again. Human cities, left untended, would be erased not in centuries, but in decades. The jungle does not wait. But perhaps the most intriguing question is this: what haven't we found yet? If entire cities the size of modern capitals can vanish beneath trees, what else remains out there waiting? Some researchers suggest that vast civilizations, perhaps as advanced as Rome or Egypt in their time, may still be buried, unseen. Oral traditions from indigenous tribes speak of great cities swallowed by the forest, kings and queens whose names have been lost, cultures that thrived long before Europeans arrived. Are these legends? Or are they echoes of real histories we have yet to uncover? What's even more haunting is that many of these civilizations collapsed before the jungle overtook them. Drought, warfare, disease, whatever the reason, their fall created a vacuum, and the forest surged back with unstoppable force. The jungle doesn't care about stone or memory. It takes what's left behind and swallows it whole. Today, walking through these forests, you might pass a mound and think it's just earth. But beneath your feet could be the remnants of an entire temple, an entire marketplace, an entire forgotten world. The evidence is mounting, but it also raises deeper questions about humanity's place in the natural order. Are we builders of eternal legacies? Or are we only temporary guests in a world that ultimately belongs to nature? Civilizations rise. They carve their mark into stone. They believe they will last forever, and yet the jungle proves otherwise. The forest doesn't just cover cities. It reminds us of our impermanence. The jungle eats, and it always wins. And maybe that's why these discoveries strike such a chord with us. They're not just stories about the past. They're warnings about the future. If nature can erase civilizations so advanced we didn't even know they existed, what will it do to ours given enough time? If cities like Angkor or the Maya capitals can vanish, what about New York? What about London? What about the sprawling metropolises of today, built on the illusion of permanence? The jungle whispers an unsettling truth. No matter how great we think we are, no matter how tall our towers, no matter how strong our concrete, in the end, nature reclaims everything. The cities we see as eternal are nothing more than temporary scars on the earth, waiting for the vines to return. And yet, within that truth lies wonder. Because in the ruins, hidden beneath the green, we find resilience. Evidence of human ingenuity, of cultures that thrived against all odds, of art and architecture that survived millennia in silence. These civilizations may have been swallowed, but they're not gone. They're waiting for us to find them, to listen to their stories, to realize that even in erasure, there is endurance. So the next time you think of the jungle, don't just imagine exotic animals and endless trees. Imagine whole cities slumbering beneath the roots. Imagine voices lost to time. Imagine civilizations devoured by green oceans, waiting for the day when we finally learn to look beyond the canopy. Because the jungle doesn't just hide its secrets, it protects them, until we are ready to uncover what was once forgotten. And now the question turns to you. Do you believe we've only scratched the surface of these hidden civilizations? Do you think jungles still guard entire cities we've never even dreamed of? And if so, what might we find when we finally peel back the leaves? History, it seems, isn't just written in books, it's buried in roots, waiting for those bold enough to dig. If you're fascinated by these mysteries, if you believe the jungle holds more secrets than we've dared to imagine, then stick with us. Hit that subscribe button, share this story with someone who loves the unknown, and drop your thoughts below. What do you think lies waiting beneath the green? Because the jungle has already eaten cities, and it's still hungry.